Okay, so I have seen Wonder Woman 1984, the sequel to the 2017 Wonder Woman. You see, I don't know what's wrong with female Hollywood directors. I just don't know what is going on with Hollywood directors in general these days. There is always a vision in a franchise. You see that there is a clear vision in a franchise, but because of so many agendas that that is always brought up into filmmaking, it just derails a good vision that was built for a franchise. The DCEU, as we speak right now, is in the toilets, and it be it became a sinking ship early this year when that horrible Birds of Prey came out. That movie was one of the worst things I've seen in my life, and now we have another pile of trash from the DCEU franchise. And this is the sequel to a film that I didn't love, but I really liked. And that is the first Wonder Woman. The thing here is that you can clearly see that this film had a total different vision running behind it compared to the first one. You can see that wasn't even a touch of Snyder's input in this. Like, literally, this was Patty Jenkins' vision that manifested on screen, and it just reflected her poor and horrible way of making a movie. I keep telling people that always like I don't know whether I would call it shilling for Patty Jenkins or maybe hyping her too much. They always hype her a lot, and I get the hype. She's a female director in a pool of male directors. She's quite unique. So you get the biases that go on in the industry where people feel like she's a godsend. She's like the best thing to ever happen to the movie industry, and you really don't look at the big flaws that she presents when she makes her content. That is a problem. When this film came out, there were so-called early access shields. Don't ever like these so-called shields are idiots that I always stay away from. When this film came out, I think the critic rating was at 90%. I think 90 or 92%, but around that number. The next day, it dropped to 85%. As we speak right now, fast forward to now, and that is because the movie has debuted everywhere, both on HBO Max and in theaters. This film has now dropped because now real reviewers are reviewing it and seeing the junk that it is. They've given it a 67%, and it's going down. It's really going down. That's from critics, and a modest 74 on audience score, and even the audience score will go down as well. Now, why is the rating this bad? Because one, I have seen the film and I've seen the flaws, and I understand where people have issues with this film. This film was horribly written. I did some research on this film and I found out that this film was how will I put it? I think this film was written by three script writers. I think one person was James Jones. I think about three people wrote this film, and when three people write a film, definitely it's going to be a bag of crap, because there will be three different visions colliding with each other. This film was too long. It was 2.5 hours. It was just too long. The convoluted start to the film made no sense. You start with an Amazonian race that made no sense to the real story of the Wonder Woman 1984. Made really no sense. Yes, you may want to make it look like Wonder Woman was growing into a warrior. While she was a kid, she had to overcome some odds to become the warrior that she became in life and all that. But I don't think it was the best way to start that film. And the whole plot line that centered around a crappy dreamstone is the laziest script writing I've seen in a big budget $200 million film in, I think, ever, because this is pretty much the most expensive film that I've seen this kind of lazy writing. And it's not like there weren't great minds behind this. It blows my mind that Wonder Woman, the original first Wonder Woman, had a very good vision that wasn't based on agenda, that's politics. I'll get to the political stuff because there are some woke agenda in this film, but I will get to that. And it's no fault of Gal Gadot. I really like Gal Gadot, but I'll get to that. The thing here is that in the first film, there were no agendas. It was clearly just to present Wonder Woman as a hero to the people and how she overcomes odds to defeat the god Ares and become the Wonder Woman that we know her to be. The best places that Wonder Woman have been highlighted is in the Snyder franchise, the Batman and the Justice League, because there she was presented very, very well and she really looked great. And right now, this film made no sense because the storyline was very incoherent. The villain, Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal, was horribly done. Now, Pedro played Maxwell Lord perfectly fine. I didn't have a problem with his acting. His acting was fine to me. Gal and Chris Pine were amazing. I love Chris Pine and Gal's chemistry. They were the two best things for this film. That, in fact, the only reason I gave this film a 4 out of 10. It could have been lower than that, you understand? I think I gave Birds of Prey 1 out of 10. That was how horrible Birds of Prey was. The reason why I got a 4 out of 10 was because of Chris Pine's involvement and the dynamic relationship she had with Wonder Woman. But other than that relationship, this film was total rubbish. The use of Kristen Wiig, who is really an annoying actress to begin with, but it's no fault of hers that she played a wacky, cringe-worthy Cheetah, which even the way she became Cheetah was so silly, because if you go to the origin of Cheetah in the comics, it had no business being brought to life by a dreamstone. I really wonder why she couldn't be brought to life by magic, because Cheetah is a magic-based character. I don't understand this. Like, really, you take a fine movie like Wonder Woman, a fine character like Wonder Woman, and you put down so much agenda in it that you ruin the essence of a great film like Wonder Woman, just because of your political agenda and telling us men that we are trash. Because everybody that we're the bad person, it's just similar to Birds of Prey. Why did Birds of Prey fail? Because it needed to beat you on the head that you are trash as a man. And every stinking man in that film were made out to be trash. And that is the same thing they did with Wonder Woman. It's almost like Patty Jenkins went to talk to Cathy Yang that made that horrible Birds of Prey, and they had a discussion and they continued from where she stopped. That is Wonder Woman. And that is excommunicating it from the relationship she had with Chris Pine. Like, Chris Pine is the only dude that was even made to look like a man, like a somebody that had some values. Every other male character were absolutely trash throughout that movie. Trash. And I don't even want to go into the CGI. The CGI in this film was a horror fest. it was a horror fest. The CGI was just horrible. Uh, in fact, the fight scenes for this film just shows me that Patty Jenkins is not a good action film director. I saw that problem in the first Wonder Woman. She has very limited knowledge in how to make. Um, she has very limited knowledge of how to make action films, like how to entertain you with action scenes. She doesn't know how to do that, and it really showed very well in this film that Snyder didn't have any major input guiding her doing this. She did everything, and it turned out to be absolute trash. Honestly, I would not advise anybody to waste their time, their money, their resources to watch this film. It is not worth it. I spend the money to see it, but I'm giving you guys the heads up. It's not worth it. I'm not going to go into deep spoilers. Uh, this is basically the max spoiler I will give. But for me, the characters were poorly written. The story did not make much of an entertainment, and the movie didn't even have a base. Like, it wasn't trying to be dark like it used to be in the first one. Neither was it even trying to lean in the bright side of things like Marvel movies. It was just a convoluted mess. Even the mall fighting scene at the beginning was just a mess. Like, Wonder Woman saves the little girl and winks at her. That was so cringe. I really, honestly, just don't watch the Wonder Woman 1984. Skip it. Honestly, you're better off watching something else. I'm gonna watch Soul tonight, and if I like it, I'll probably do a review on that. If I don't like it, then that's it. I'm not even gonna bother. The final thing I'm gonna talk about is the Rogue Squadron film that Patty Jenkins is gonna helm. I feel that film will have a big problem because Patty Jenkins is not a good director from this film. I can clearly see she has a lot of work to do. Patty Jenkins may not be a good action film director. She may be a good drama director. She can direct other types of indie gritty movies, but I don't think she's a good director for these big budget franchises. She will mess up in Rogue Squadron. I will tell you guys this. With the agenda and things that I saw in this film, I don't think Rogue Squadron would be the film that would define the Star Wars franchise. I really feel bad for that film. Whenever it starts, I will hope that Disney change her on time, because if she goes in with what I saw in this Wonder Woman to make Rogue Squadron, it will be a horrible film. And that is it. That's my review for Wonder Woman. It is a 4 out of 10. Quite horrible, but it is what it is. If you want to see it, go check it out on HBO Max, or go see it in a local theater. Do subscribe to our channel, like our content, follow on social media. Go and see you guys next time.